This is James Luxon, delighted to be joined with Liam Cameron. Liam, how are you, mate?
I'm good, thank you. You?
Yeah, very well, thanks, mate. Thanks for joining me again today. Some big news for yourself recently. Big fight coming up with Lyndon Arthur next month in June. This is the big fight that you've been sort of searching for since you've come back into boxing. How much does this fight mean to you?
Um, Means a lot. It's gonna mean a lot. Do you know what I mean? It's it's unpredictable boxing. I didn't aim for this fight or wish for it. It's just destiny, innit, if you think about it. I don't think God's gonna bring me this far in to let me fail here. All happens for a reason, and like good fighters have to take these steps to show why they're good. And I think this is my step.
You said obviously it's not a fight that you were sort of looking for necessarily. It wasn't really on your radar by the sounds of things. But how did this fight come about? Was it that Sauerland had reached out and Westman and said that, I want you guys to come in and fight Lyndon Arthur, or what? Is it something your management approached them about?
Um, what it is, I've been in gym for a year, solid. After my last fight, come in gym, been working away twice a day. One average training session. My trainer Pierce just said, "Got some good big news for you." So I said, "Oh yeah, what is it?" He went, "Lyndon Arthur, 14th of June." So I went, "Yeah, buzzing." As calm as that, buzzing. Make sure it's on. Don't tell me if don't say something if it's not going to be on. I'm not meaning my trainer. I mean like I like concrete proof it's on. Training away, then it got moved back to 21st of June. And regardless if it's Lyndon Arthur or anyone else, I'd be doing the same thing, training, working on my goal.
How's that been for you? I know you've been in the gym every day, not just training yourself, but also training fighters and kids, and you're really working hard in that gym. Just talk to me about what the gym means to you.
It means a lot. It's been my tool to get me back. Uh, it's been my escape, really. It's a good thing. I've done boxing since I was 8 years old. Do you know what I mean? I know Lyndon's gonna look at, oh, he's had a few bad defeats. Do you know when you like reach your amateur potential and you're the number one? What affected me in them fights is getting paid £1,000 a fight. It were heartbreaking. Now I'm not in it for money. I'm in it for goals. This I'd like I'm getting a good money for this fight, but I'd have took it for a third of what I'm getting. Honestly, there's no need for money with me. I'm happy in my life. Um, it's just a good test for me.
You set a good test for you. I think you're a good test for Lyndon as well. Obviously, Lyndon's sort of been on the cusp of world level. He lost his last fight to Bivol, who is, an elite fighter in the division. Do you think that you're too much of a risk for him to take at this stage?
Um, I just don't understand why it's happening in this fight, especially for him. It must be devastating to box Bivol. I saw him in his Saudi Arabian suit, living high life, getting paid thousands and thousands and thousands of pounds. His career looked like it were going up. Then he's being brought in to fight me. Crazy. How low you can go. What's he got? What's he got left to prove? Really, we've seen his lack of motivation when it comes to your career. What's his name? Barrington, is it? No disrespect to Barrington, he took it on 24 hours notice. Same as the guy for the IBO. Is it IBO? I don't even know belts no more. IBO title, Suarez. You can go to countries, you can get these opponents what look good on paper. I'm fighting with not a record, with desire and a will. This isn't just a boxing match for me.
You mentioned, I think it's Boris Crichton he was on about there. He came in at short notice and he put in a good performance against
Well,
Lyndon.
performance. Lyndon were cut. I'm not really watching Lyndon. I can remember when he boxed Yard, and I think I can remember. I like an underdog, so I think I was cheering him on to win that fight. Um, but other than that, he's not. I've not really been like watching him or anything like that. He's been with Warren. I think has he been with Eddie Hearn? Now he's like with Wasserman. If you want to be a world champion and you want to be this great fighter, you go with the best, don't you?
Do you think for yourself, you go in there and you beat Lyndon Arthur, does that put you on the cusp of world level where Lyndon was?
No, I don't think it does. It does on paper, and you might think it does. And it's just brainwashing things. It's the big step in world level, in there. You've got your Bertabiev. I know Bivol's exceptional fighter, but he hasn't stopped his last 14 fighters. Now, he beat Lyndon up. Lyndon's known for that performance, for staying and doing 12 rounds. That's all you can give him on that, personally. But listen, take nothing away from Lyndon. He's a good fighter. Um, is he the best? I don't think so.
Where do you think it puts you if you beat Lyndon Arthur? Because you're being very, very real and realistic here in what you're saying. So where does it put you? Does it put you at, let's say
I think
European?
Lyndon's British, good British level fighter, probably European with right fights. Same as anyone, no one's unbeatable. You've seen with Fury, we all thought he weren't going to lose. He lost. He scraped and gone. If we could predict boxing, we'd all be rich.
No, absolutely. You mentioned you're in boxing for goals. What are your goals? Are you looking at that British title? Are you looking at the European? Are you?
My goal is, if I were in Lyndon's position, I'd be happy. Not by fight wise. My goal is to make my family happy and us to go on holidays and have a good life. It's not been a good life up to now. We've had good memories, but we've had a lot of bad memories. My family is to use me as a tool to get this stuff what we deserve.
A lot of people start boxing to change their lives. You've almost continued boxing when you could have walked away from it after what it done to you to change your life. Talk to you a little bit about that and how much motivation that gives you.
What have I got other than boxing? Nothing.
Do you, when you feel like that and when you have that as your mindset, does when it comes to hanging out the gloves and retiring, does that worry you? Does that scare you a little bit?
Um, Possibly. It's not entered my mind. It's not really entered my mind. It's just been, I've just had a year. A year ago, I was fat as a pig. So, like, just shows you about boxing. Put a year's working hard work. Look where I've gone from a fat mess where people used to call me a fat cunt, and I know I'm swearing and I shouldn't, to now boxing Lyndon Arthur, who's boxed in, um, is it Riyadh? Is it Saudi Arabia? It's mad, isn't it? So it just shows you that, like, these big shows are just better cameras and better lighting.
And then last thing I just want to touch on, I mentioned earlier about you sort of training with the kids and the amateurs in the gym. And I just spoke about, the future after you hang your gloves up. Do you see yourself going down a coaching route? Do you see yourself taking on, potentially an amateur class in the gym and things like that?
Yeah, because like I said, boxing's all I've got, so I'm gonna use it to full advantage. Why not? Like, if I put my effort into being something else, if I would have put my level of this into being a law student, a lawyer, a fireman, I'd be one of the best firemen's going. Do you know what I mean? So it just shows you that I am a good fighter. I do believe that 100%. I'm a good boxer. I know I've had my last knockouts and that. People think, oh, I'm a come forward, aggressive. Yeah, not really. I'm better. I'm a lot better boxer. I can punch. Um, I hate sparring partners and stuff. And every time someone sees me spar, they can't believe me power. So, but I don't rely on that. That's just like, it's just like nothing. Take it as it comes.
Do you think that side of your boxing has been overlooked, and is that why potentially you've got this fight with Lyndon Arthur? Because you look at the last two fights, first round knockouts. This won't happen in this fight coming up. We wouldn't expect because we expect it to be a tougher fight for both men, and potentially your boxing ability to come out a lot more and almost show what you can do because the level an opponent goes up.
Yeah, I've got very, very long arms. I'm tall. Um, this weight suits me. Before, when I used to make middleweight, super middleweight, and middle, you won't believe what I used to do to make weight. That's why performances have dropped. We're a good team. Do you think my team would tell me to take this fight if they thought I were gonna? They've got me back for me mind, health. Do you think they're gonna? If it's a possibility, like they think, oh, he loses this, he'll go off rails and that. It's not even come to mind. We're 100% confident.
You know, it's a good question you asked that because I know your team quite well. I know Leeds and I know Grant, and I know Pearson. A lot of people and teams may look at it and go, well, do you know, we'll just cash in here and we'll just give you the fight. But these guys I know well, and I know they're not like that. I know they're about the fighter and the person behind the fighter.
You've just said cash in. What I'm getting paid for this fight, it's gonna do nothing for me. It's not gonna buy me an house. What's it gonna do for me other than what I'm doing now? Nothing. Absolute, honestly, absolute nothing. It doesn't bother me. It's lucky we've probably pushed higher than what I should have got, but it's not going to change my life. This money, no way.
What is next? You know, beat Lyndon Arthur, let's say. Are you pushing for the British title? Is that your goal? Is that your aim?
Um, yeah, it was, but you just can't predict boxing. I don't know what's around corner. I got offered a Italian fighter, I think. Was it Italian? Something like that. IBF International, 2 weeks' notice. I was rumming an hour in to take that because I'm constantly fit, true professional. But this one popped up as well. So the opportunities are there. I got offered, what's his name? Ezra Taylor. We believe this Ezra Taylor's young, fresh, and this one's probably a bit better fight as Lyndon's on the down a bit. He's on the up.
Potentially one for the future.
What's that, sorry?
Potentially a fight for you in the future, though, Ezra Taylor.
Possibly.
Fantastic. Well, Liam, thank you for your time. Appreciate it as always, and I wish you all the best of luck for the fight night.
Thank you. Appreciate it.